Hi guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be doing a hit and miss video on a recent Clarins haul that I did a few weeks ago now. I actually only went to purchase one product, ended up purchasing three, and because of deals that were on, I think it was Debenhams at the time, I ended up with a load of free stuff as well. They were doing like free gifts, so I purchased three products and I came away with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So I did pretty well, but obviously Clarins is more of a higher end brand. You obviously do pay a little bit more for their products than you would anything in the drugstore. So I thought what I would do is just do a little bit of hits and miss to let you know what I thought was worth paying the extra price for and what I don't necessarily think is worth paying the extra price for. That doesn't necessarily mean the products are bad. I wouldn't say any of these are really bad, to be honest. It's just probably not what I would say is worth the price. I will link as much below as I possibly can, and I'm going to put the prices on the screen as well because I can't remember the price for any of these bits. And obviously some of these are smaller versions because they were free gifts, but there we go. So yeah, but that's what we're going to be doing today. If you like this kind of video, make sure you give the big thumbs up and let me know if there's any other product ranges or new releases that you'd like me to do hits and misses on. Just pop that below in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for new videos weekly, and yeah, without further ado, let's start talking about the products. Product number one. Okay, so this is the Clarins Exfoliating Body Scrub for Smooth Skin. So this was actually one of the free products and it's 100ml, so they give you quite a lot for a freebie. I actually really like this. I'm not a huge body scrub person. It is basically a step that I generally leave out of my routine because I'm lazy. But I actually really enjoy using this. The balls in there, like the scrub is very fine, so it's not painful. It's not really scratchy, it's quite nice, and my skin does feel very like smooth afterwards. It hasn't got like an overwhelming scent or anything. It's very, very plain, which I'm fine with. I'm not too bothered about my scrub having a scent. And yeah, I do actually really like this. Do you kind of get a better product for spending more for this than you would for the Soap and Glory scrub, for example? I do actually prefer this, saying that, because I do love the Soap and Glory Sugar Crush scrub, but I think I love that for the smell more than the product, whereas this product I do think is a bit better. So for me, the exfoliating body scrub is a hit, and I would definitely recommend purchasing that one because it is a nice one and I have noticed a big difference with my skin with that, so I like that one. And then another freebie on the same kind of scale of things, this is the Moisture Rich Body Lotion. It is what it says. Again, it has 100ml, so quite generous for a freebie. This was okay. It's a body lotion. It does what it kind of says on the tin. It does kind of moisturise. However, what I would say is I found that this was made my skin feel a little bit kind of greasy, so when I used it, it just didn't like absorb as quickly as I would personally like, and I did feel like it just kind of left a bit of a cast or a film on the skin, which I'm not overly pleased about, and it does just feel quite like you can tell that you've applied it and it just feels a bit greasy. So for me, that one was a little bit of a miss. I'm definitely preferring, at the moment I'm really enjoying the Zoella body sorbet. I think it is from her newest like summer collection. What is it called? I can't remember. I know it's a body sorbet, but I'm really enjoying that at the moment. I feel like that's really, really nice. That absorbs really nicely and doesn't leave like an oily cast or anything. Like, I don't like moisturisers where you can feel it afterwards. I'm not, unless it makes your skin soft obviously, but I don't, yeah. So I would prefer that to the Clarins ones that I wouldn't necessarily shell out for the Clarins Moisturizer body lotion. I'm not feeling the need to do it, so for me that one is a bit of a miss. Next up we have a definite hit, and this was the product I actually went on to purchase and then ended up getting all these other bits. So this is the Clarins SOS Primer. This is the one that blurs imperfections, and I was so confused when I went to purchase this because I wanted to get this after seeing Rachel from Rachel Loves recommending it and saying it was amazing in terms of kind of really blurring everything on your skin. Basically gives it a little bit of like an Instagram filter. So, and she said she had the blurs imperfections one, so I then went to purchase it and then they didn't have any of that. It just asked for the colour. And I was like, but wait, it's not a colour, it's a blurring imperfection one. I was very, very confused. Turns out this is the peach one, 02 Peach. So if you want the one that blurs imperfections, you need the peach one. There's lots of different other colours that are like colour correctors. There's like brightening ones, mattifying ones, all of that fun stuff. But I did get the one that blurs imperfections because I do just find the reason I like my Kiehl's Micro Blur Skin Perfector one, which is my other primer that I love, is because it does just like basically make everything look very perfected, and then whatever is going on the skin always looks so much nicer. So I thought I would try something else that apparently does exactly the same thing. And it does. This is really, really nice. Between the two, I feel like the Kiehl's one helps makeup stay on a little bit longer. There's really not much in it, but I would just say I think that's where that one has a little bit of the edge. But this one is really nice as well. This one blurs better than the Kiehl's one. Like once I put this on, like I can just wear this on its own for the day, and I feel like I've got an Instagram filter on my face. I'm like, yes, my skin looks great today. This is all natural. It's not, it's this stuff. And it is really nice. Makeup goes over the top of it really, really nicely. It doesn't feel like you've got something, it's not oily, it's nothing like that. It's just very comfortable to wear. It does a really good job of kind of blurring everything. I really like it. I think it's worth the price, so that one's a hit for me, so I'm really, really glad I picked that up. I quite like this hit miss, hit miss. I'm gonna go for a miss next. This mist makes me really sad because this is one of the ones I did actually pay for. So this is the Hydro Quench Tinted Moisturizer. For the past 3 or 4 years, every summer I've ended up picking up the Laura Mercier Oil-Free Tinted Moisturizer. I love that stuff. Whenever I go on holiday, I have to have it. But I thought I'd try something different this summer. And I'm going on holiday in a few weeks, so I thought if it's really good, then obviously it can come on holiday. But, yeah. First of all, it's only got SPF 15, and I think if you want to be a tinted moisturiser, you need to have something a little bit extra, like up your SPF, because it's going on the face. People are going to be using it for summer, so like up that a bit, like, you know, put a bit more SPF in there because that's what's going to sell it. So I was a little bit disappointed with that. I believe the Laura Mercier one you get 30, and then I've got a La Roche-Posay tinted one, or Thor tinted, and that's like 50. So that was disappointing. Also, the colour I got is called Peach, and it is the pinkest like colour you have ever seen. Like, I do not think anybody is maybe that colour. I don't know if I just picked up the wrong shade, but it is very pinky. So if I do want to, like, you can see that going in, like it's very, very pinky. I don't know anybody that has that pinky toned skin. There may be somebody out there, in which case I apologise, but yeah, I just find the colours a little bit weird. Like I said, I probably picked up the wrong colour anyway. I probably should have gone for maybe 02, but I just find that the pink is a bit weird. But also it feels like there is something going on the face, whereas the other two, it doesn't necessarily feel like it is all very comfortable. This, you feel like you're wearing a moisturiser basically. It's just a little bit heavy for me, I think, and I find that, you know, it does get a little bit oily towards the end of the day. It doesn't last as well, and it also doesn't really give any coverage, to be perfectly honest. It gives like a little bit, but not really a lot. And I feel like with the Laura Mercier one, yes, it doesn't give a lot of coverage, but you can build it up. This one you can't really build up too much because then it just starts to feel very heavy on the skin, and I'm not a fan of that. So for me, this was a bit of a waste of money, and I would much rather pick up the Laura Mercier one again, which I am going to do when payday next comes around, which should be in a few days. So yeah, so that one for me is a complete miss. I would spend the extra £4 or £5 on the Laura Mercier version personally. So this is a big hit for me, and I was really surprised, but this is the Pure Melt Cleansing Gel, and my best friend is going to be laughing at me because she has used Clarins skincare for years, and I've always been like, you don't need to spend out on Clarins, you don't need to do that, she says, with like Clinique and Oscar and stuff in her drawer. But I'm always like, you don't need to spend out on that, it's fine. But I've fallen in love with this cleanser. It is one of those that's like, it's gel, and then when you rub it in, it goes more like an oil, and it just dissolves and melts all of the makeup from your face, which I love. But for me, one of the reasons I really like this is because it doesn't make my face look too scary, which sounds really weird, but I also have the Oscar Renaissance Cleansing Gel and the Clinique Take the Day Off Balm, and whenever I use both of those, like, my entire face basically looks very, very black afterwards from like all the eye makeup and everything like that, and it's then a bit of a pain to kind of get rid of it everywhere else. Like, they both do a fantastic job at getting my makeup off, and it's great. I'm just super lazy. But this, for me, it doesn't do too much of that. It keeps everything very kind of localized, and I just feel like it dissolves more of your makeup, so it doesn't end up like on the rest of your face, and it does it really, really quickly as well. So although it is a gel, it does feel a lot more like an oil. It's very kind of, I find that my skin just looks very brightened afterwards. It looks very clean, it's very smooth. I really, really like it, and I would definitely purchase a full size of this. This is only a 50ml, but I really like it. I think I actually prefer it to my Oscar Renaissance Cleansing Gel, which I never thought I would say, but yeah, I think this one has trumped it. So that one is a big hit for me. Really like that one. Okay, so moving on to another makeup product. So this was obviously a little sample size because it's a little mini. This is their Mascara Supra Volume in 01 Intense Black. Now, do you know what? It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why, but for me, when I think of Clarins, I just think of very natural makeup, like kind of like your face but better, you know. I don't think of anything like Urban Decay. You know you're gonna get like some colour, you know it's gonna be like some really good makeup going on there, whereas Clarins I just feel like it's a lot more natural. I don't know why, but that's just my impression of Clarins. And okay, the mascara is very, very natural, but I was quite surprised at how much it did kind of really lengthen the lashes and how much volume it did give at the base of the lashes. I was quite surprised with that. So when I first applied it, I was like, okay, this is really good. Okay, I like this. I like this a lot. My only thing is there is a little bit of flakage underneath the eyes, just a touch, but it's still a little bit annoying. But also the volume does, or the length, it does kind of drop after a couple of hours. It doesn't kind of stay in place very long. So I feel like if you're going to spend out on a higher end mascara, this one probably wouldn't be the one. It's fine, like it's a little one and I will use it up because it's quite nice for like if I'm only going to be seeing someone for a couple of hours and I just want something that's like going to give me that initial lift and I don't want to like use up one of my full size expensive mascaras. But I was just a little bit disappointed by that. It was really good to begin with, but just after a couple of hours it just kind of really dropped and I wasn't that impressed. So I think if you want to spend out on a mascara, there are better ones at the higher end to spend out on than this one from Clarins. While we're on the whole makeup side of things, I want to talk about this little product. So this is one of the Instant Light Natural Lip Perfectors. I haven't used these before and I know people rave about these, like seriously rave about these. And I was like, I wasn't that bothered, and then I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna get one because it was, if you buy 2 products you get a free gift, if you buy a third then you get another one. So I thought I'll pick one of these up, and I picked this one up. This is, they don't have the name of the colour on here, which is annoying, but I think it's like tangerine orange and I think it's one of their limited edition ones. One of the things I love about it is it smells of chocolate orange, which is insane, and I do like the applicator. It's very like, it's kind of weird in terms of like a brush, but it's quite cool. The shade is, like you can see it is very orange, so it's not really my kind of shade, but obviously you can like blend it out and it becomes a little bit more like a coral. So that's what I've been doing with it and it does actually look very pretty, especially at this time of the year. In terms of the formula, it's very comfortable to wear. It really does glide onto the lips. I do feel like my lips do feel very kind of nourished. I do really like the product and I probably would pick up some more colours. So for me it is a hit. The only thing I would say is for other people that like more like tinted balms or want something like a little bit more natural on their lips, like a gloss or something like that, you can get something similar for a lot cheaper from like more drugstore brands, so just maybe have a little bit of a think about that. If you are thinking about picking some of these up, you can get cheaper versions, but if you are happy to spend out on these, I think they're like £18 each, then they are a very nice product. So for me they're a hit and I probably will pick up another couple of colours, once they're a little bit more natural, a little bit more me than this orange, but I do think it's a nice product. I just don't think you have to spend out on it. So for me it's a hit. For those that are on a little bit more of like a budget, don't necessarily want to spend out on it, you can probably get something similar in the drugstore. Okay, we've got 2 products left, and to be honest, I don't dislike or like either of these. So the first one is the Hand and Nail Treatment Cream. I definitely feel like I've tried this before. I had a mini version of this. So this again was a bit of a free gift, so it's only like 50ml. It's a very nice hand cream, like it keeps your hands like nice and moisturised. I've been keeping this on my desk, which I tend to do when I'm trying out hand creams because that's where I spend most of my time. And yeah, it's nice. I feel like I haven't really used it as much as I would potentially like to have done. I mean, it says that it softens hands. It does. It says it strengthens nails. Haven't really noticed that side of things. It's okay, but I wouldn't say it's any better than Soap and Glory Hand Food. So for me, that would just be a miss, just because I don't think you need to spend that much money on a hand cream. Personally, it's nice, but it's not worth that price. And then last but by no means least is a facial moisturiser. So this is the Hydra Essential, is that just the name? Clarins Hydra Essential. Hydra Essential. So yeah, this is again a very little mini one. This is just 15ml. This is probably going to come on the plane with me. This is quite a nice like morning face moisturiser. I quite like it. Compared to my Glossier Priming Moisturizer, I do prefer the Priming Moisturizer. I've run out of it, so this actually came in at a good time, so I thought I would try that instead. It does a very similar job. It kind of smooths everything, it moisturizes. It's not thick, which I prefer. I don't like thick moisturizers going on my face, especially in the morning. Evening I'm okay with, morning not so much. So this is a little bit lighter, and it does a really good job. In terms of whether or not I think it's worth the price, do you know what? I would say face moisturizers I would always be happy to spend a little bit more on, because sorting out your skin is a really big thing, and I would definitely advocate kind of spending a little bit more on like skincare or base products just to get the skin okay, rather than anything else within like my beauty regime. I'm always happier to spend out on those pieces because I know it's going to be worth it in the long run. So for me, I would pick this up again. I do actually really like it. I feel like it does a really good job. In terms of whether I prefer it to the Glossier Priming Moisturizer, I'd say they're on a level. I'd say they're very similar, but I'd probably pick the Glossier one. Just personal preference. I couldn't even tell you why, to be honest, but I think I just prefer the consistency of the Glossier one. It's a little bit lighter than this one, so as a day moisturiser, that's just what I prefer. But this is still a very nice day moisturiser, so I do like that one a lot. And that's everything for today's video, so I hope you enjoyed it. We had some good products, we had some okay products. Like I said, there's nothing really bad. It's just personal preference, and also whether or not I thought it was worth paying the extra price for like versus getting something similar in the drugstore. There are some great products in here that I will continue to use and really continue to enjoy using, and there are some that I would definitely repurchase, and there are others that I would just kind of say you don't need them, don't worry, get a similar version from the drugstore. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for new videos every week, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye!